Good to see you guys.
How are you doing today?
I'm good. I got stuff to do after we're done recording, but so far so good.
That's good.
I'm a little hungry though.
I had just eaten. Well, not yeah, like an hour ago, but
How's your day?
it's good. Relax. Well, yeah, relaxing, I guess.
Yeah.
As relaxing as it could be, Milo be he crawls everywhere now, and he's just super fast.
Well, he's big.
Girl, and
He
then he
got
wants
way
to
bigger.
stand up on everything. Anything he can lean against, he wants to stand.
Yeah.
Like, oh my gosh.
It was like the other day he tried to stand against the swing and you were like, okay, you can't stand there, you're gonna fall.
Anything he could lean against the nightstand on the crib, he stands up.
Oh yeah, I saw that video.
The side of the bed, he grabs the side of the bed to stand up, anything.
Oh. I hope he starts walking early.
I think he is. All he really needs is his balance. He just has to learn his balance, and that'll come the more he stands up with, leaning on stuff. Because he
Mhm.
already be letting go and holding on with one hand, but it's just when he lets go of both hands,
Yeah.
he'll be good for like a split second, and then he starts rocking.
Yeah, he'd be like,
Once he gets his balance, he'll be able to. I think so.
dang, they're gonna be running around next summer.
All of them
Dang,
crazy.
that's crazy. And Ella too. She's gonna be
Yeah,
running with them.
yeah.
Wow. And then I bet somebody ends up pregnant next year.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
So
So, um, I have a quick question. So, well, not a quick question, but I have a question. No, I feel like none of our questions are quick.
no.
But so how do you feel about intimacy within a relationship? And not only referring to sex. Intimacy, like I feel like is much more than sex, you
Yeah.
know? So what do you feel, or do you feel like it's high up in like what should be in a relationship, or what do you feel about it?
I, for one, think it's a very important thing if that's what you're into.
Yeah.
Like, if you're the type of person that likes that, then I feel like that would be okay. So let me just talk about myself instead of other people. So like I like that. I like to be shown affection. I like to give affection with my spouse. I'm not really a touchy feely person with everybody else. But
Right.
like, like hugs and shit. Like I don't really care
Right.
for that. But like, sorry, my shoulder started itching. So I think it's a very important thing. It's something I really, really, really like. And it's like one of my love languages, you feel me?
Yeah.
And I also think now a lot of people might not agree with me, but I think that sex is a very important thing in a relationship also. Because the basis of if you guys aren't sexually compatible, then, you know, you'll be lacking in that area. And whichever partner feels like it's lacking
Mhm.
isn't going to be happy with that. And
Right.
sex is not the most important thing, but it is an important thing, and it takes a lot to maintain a relationship and to have a relationship and grow a relationship. But I feel like that's a very strong action, and it deserves some recognition. It shouldn't just be pushed to the side. And you know,
Right.
what about you? What do you think?
I feel the same. I feel like a big part of my love language is, being like appreciated, being loved on, like being hugged or like, touched on. Um, and I feel like I like to reciprocate that.
Yeah,
Um, I also agree with the aspect on sex only because I feel like after a while, you start to, I feel like personally, going too long, you might start to feel frustrated or take that frustration out on your significant other.
yeah,
And sometimes all you need is that like release.
yeah,
Um, but I feel like it's a big part of the relationship only because that's something that was created for us to do with our significant other. It's
yeah.
not for reproduction, it's also, to give and show love, to share, that type of intimacy with with your significant other. It's also like a bonding time because you get to learn your significant other's body and what they like, things that they don't like. Um, but I do feel like it's a big part. But then at the same time, so is like all of the other little things, like
Mhm.
waking up and like, giving a kiss, or like, before you leave, giving a kiss, or, little things like be careful, or, saying I love you more than just, once a day, or, little things like that also add up into the big picture of intimacy for me.
Yeah.
Um, Also like little, random cute texts, or, bringing flowers home, things like I love flowers. So one of my big things, like I love getting flowers.
Yeah.
So like for me, a big appreciation symbol, I guess, for me is like if Jamal ever just randomly comes home with flowers, it's like he thought of me on the way home, stop for flowers.
Yeah.
But it's just like little things like that they might not seem intimate, but it really is because it's
It
a deep
is.
behind behind it.
Mhm.
But I personally do think that it's a big thing, and I know some other people that it's not really that big of a deal, or the way they give or show love or receive love, they would say they want like the complete opposite of like what we're saying, and
Yeah.
no wrong way, but from my love language, I feel like there's certain things I need for me to feel not only appreciated or loved in the relationship, but for me to be able to be like, you know what, I want to do this for him, or
Mhm.
like if that makes sense.
Yeah, like even things as little as like making a meal for them, like their favorite
Yeah.
meal or something, or a favorite snack,
Yeah.
um, organizing dates, or even not going out days, like or dates, not going
Yeah.
out and paying like money for a date, but like even just having a date at your dinner table together,
Right. Right.
playing a game, snacking on some stuff, maybe having a drink, talking to each other, eating dinner or whatever you want to do, like
Yeah.
things like that.
Mhm.
Shoot, even self care together is a form of
Yeah.
intimacy. Brushing your teeth together, like it's annoying sharing the sink when you're brushing your teeth, but like it can
And
be
especially like you
intimate.
be brushing, you like, like
Yeah.
move out the way. Like, can you hurry?
And shit like that always reminds me of like when we were kids and we're like all in the bathroom trying to brush our teeth at the
Yeah.
same time, and it's like four of us and that motherfucker like or like, oh, you're hogging the sink, like move, I need to rinse, like
And
whatever.
I think a big thing, like for me too, is I don't mind being alone, and I don't mind having my alone time because I enjoy my alone time. But I think because I always had so many siblings and so many people that surround me, I'm a person where I don't mind being with my significant other majority of the time.
Yeah,
Obviously you want your alone time sometime throughout the day, or I mean, obviously we don't see each other all day long because he works and I'm home. So it's
yeah,
like we might not see each other all day, but while he is home, we might want to be with each other every second of the time that he's home. But I feel like even a big part of that, I feel like that's a big part of my intimacy. But I feel like a big reason is because I've always had a big, like my siblings, my parents, like we've always
yeah.
had a full house. You were always over. So it's like, we've always had someone where it's like once you turn around, there's somebody else, like, damn. But I feel like I feel like when it's like when I'm alone and I'm like done, doing the things I want to do, or like I'm done taking care of myself, I'm like, you know what, dang, I do want to go spend time with Milo or Jamal, or just be
Yeah,
around them. Um,
they have
but I guess that's because I've always been around so many people growing up.
yeah. And then also, okay, so like what do you think about people, okay, what do you think about a relationship where somebody likes intimacy and those things, like they're that type of person, like they want to show that to you or they want to receive that from you, but then the second person in the relationship not being that type of person, and like they, they don't really care for that type of stuff, like that wouldn't be a love language for them.
Um,
Do you think it's something that like would like work or whatever?
I feel like so, especially in an aspect like that where they want two different things. I feel like So every relationship is give and take, obviously everyone isn't the same. So every relationship you kind of have to give and take on things that you do like, or like, you do share in common, or sometimes you guys might not have something specific in common and you have to find a mutual ground to make, that certain situation work. So I feel like that's one of those scenarios where
Yeah, like compromise.
obviously, like dating and going into the relationship, I would assume they would have learned that about one another, where exactly they would have to compromise eventually, or maybe say, I don't know, like, okay, we'll go on a date once a week, and on that day, on that day, I might act all touchy feely, just to allow her to get that type of intimacy that she, admires and things like that. Um, but I feel like it would just have to be give and take. Like, you would have to really understand your spouse and
Yeah.
understand that intimacy, or the little things or the big things, aren't that much of a big deal for them. So then you would kind of have to also adjust your love language and how you show or give love to your significant other, because then now they don't like that. So I feel like a lot of people, the way we want to receive love is what we give.
Yeah.
So you would have to change the way you give, because that's not what they want. But at the same time, still explain and still vouch for your needs to be met. Because at the
Yeah.
same time, I'm not saying just, forget your intimacy love, your intimacy standards, just do whatever they want. But I feel like a relationship like that, they would really have to be on one page and figure out and compromise how it would work, or things they could do to make it work, or I don't know, it's tough because I feel like I just said, the way you give love is most of the time is the way you want to receive love. So I feel like that might be a little bit hard for someone that wants the type of intimacy, say, that we have, and being with a significant other that can't offer that. I'm not sure.
Yeah. I feel like it works with just like it would need compromise, like you said, like the give and take. Like, okay, we don't do that all the time, but you like there are times when you do, I
Yeah,
wonder
exactly.
how it works in a relationship where there's two people that are not intimate. I don't think I've ever really
I've heard of people that my charger keeps falling out. I don't know why. Like, what the heck? I've heard of some people, they sleep in separate rooms.
Oh yeah, I've heard of that too.
And
I never knew that
so that's,
until Malik told me that he knew somebody like that.
I don't know. For me, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like a form of intimacy is falling asleep with your spouse, maybe waking up in the middle of the night, to cuddle, or, whatever, or just to say, watch your favorite show before going to sleep together.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of that too is like the little things in intimacy. Um, but I guess maybe for a couple that isn't big on intimacy, sleeping in separate rooms would be okay. But I've never understood, like,
I kind of I've grown to think about it and kind of understand it a little bit because so imagine you have your own house, right? And you can put how many rooms you want in there, of course, whatever. Like you build your house from the ground up. And you have your bedroom with your husband, right?
mhm,
And okay, so this is how I was thinking about it.
mhm,
So let's just say me and Malik had a house and we had all these extra rooms or whatever.
mhm.
It would be so cool if I made my own room that I just go
That's different than
no, but listen. Like my own room with my bed if I want to go sleep in my room or a TV, vanity, I don't know, whatever that I want in my room, speakers, I don't care, whatever.
just be able to have your own
My own
space.
space.
Right.
And then if Malik had a room like that too, where he can just go be in if he wanted. And then, so that's how it usually works is that the two people have their own room, right? But then what if hypothetically you had a joined room together that was y'all's room and you guys want to go lay down with each other, spend time together, whatever. But then you also have that space. Because think about it like this, you and I have been sharing a room with someone all our lives. The first time that we didn't share a room was when our parents had moved into the houses. So, like, imagine. Okay, so especially for my mom always shared a room with your mom.
Mhm,
Grew up, had me, shared a room with my dad and me.
mhm,
Then shared a room with just me and her all the way until I was
mhm.
like what 14 maybe.
And then
And
shared a
then I finally got my own room for a couple years for like high school or whatever. And then now me and Malik share a room.
even then she shared a room still.
And she still shared a room. She's never, ever,
So
ever, ever, ever had her
so,
own.
like, I mean, okay,
I
so
think it's a cool idea, to be
I
honest.
think it's a cool idea. Well, I think it's a yeah, I mean, it's a pretty cool idea, like, to have your own space, but then I don't know. I don't like, I mean, I could see, like but to just, like, not sleep with your spouse every day,
Yeah,
you go sleep in your like, that's the part that I'm talking about.
yeah,
Like, having your own space is cool because, like, you can go to your own space, if you wanna blast music and do your nails, do facials or, whatever, or, take a nap or watch TV or, whatever. When Nicole's in her room, she's doing her own thing. Like, so, okay, so for example, when we had our guest room, Jamal's game and everything was set up in our guest room. And that was like, he'll go in there, play his game, whatever. But he would still come to bed to sleep. And our guest room was fully equipped. It had a bed and everything. It had its own bathroom. But he would still, come into our room to sleep. So I just see, like, what's the like? I know of people saying like they don't sleep together.
yeah, at all.
Separate rooms, like they sleep in their own rooms.
And it's also like
But I
a
guess maybe that takes it back to maybe that's a couple that they're not big on intimacy.
yeah, maybe, but maybe not.
Yeah.
That's the weird thing too. Like you would never know what's really
Really know,
happening
yeah.
with a couple unless they divulge every detail, you know?
Yeah.
That's so crazy. But I think it's such a cool idea, except I wouldn't want to sleep away from you every single night, you know?
Right. Mhm.
And then how would you feel if you want to sleep together one night, but then your spouse doesn't?
Doesn't
And then
exactly.
you're like, okay, well now I'm forced to sleep by myself because I don't
Right.
respect your space. But like, dude, like what the fuck?
And then I feel like to an extent, like it's kind of like a roommate situation.
Yeah.
Because I mean, what happens if 2 weeks straight your spouse doesn't want to sleep in the same bed?
Then are you gonna leave you?
Like, but I'm serious because it's like, eventually like it might go from one random day where he's like, nah, I don't really want and then maybe 3 months down the line, it's like it might be 2 or 3 days back to back, and you're like, well, damn, like 3 days, like what's really going
I
on?
bet that would feel a little lonely too, because it's like, see, but then again, like a person like me, like I'm always up at night. So like for last night, for example, when I was like editing the video, I'm sitting in the bed. I had headphones on or whatever. I'm listening to music. The TV was on because Malik was watching something, but then he turned over to go to sleep. So I just left the TV on for the light and just, you know.
Right.
But like if I was in my own room, then I could just be playing the music. I didn't need the headphones. I didn't need the TV on. I would just have the light on, you know, like
Right.
I mean, I could just come out here and do that. That's what I usually do
Right.
anyways. I'll come hang out here, but it'd be like uncomfortable, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I wonder what.
Don't get me wrong, like we have our nights too, like where maybe one or the other might fall asleep and then I might just be up on my phone or, watching TV or vice versa. But and that's what I'm saying. Like the room would be cool if it was just used for things like, to just enjoy your quality time.
Yeah,
But to just not sleep with your significant other every night.
yeah. I saw this TikTok. This woman was saying that her and her husband sleep in separate rooms, and she was saying like I don't remember all the rules they had for each other, like the boundaries rules. But like one of them was, you know, we have to knock on the door. We can't just barge in, and you can't knock on the door and just open. You have to wait till they say to come in. And if they say that you can't come in, then you can't go in. But then I'll be like, Malik, open the damn door. Like I
I'm
need to
like,
talk
yo,
to you.
well, you gotta open this damn door. Like, what are you
You
doing
know?
that I can't come in?
Like what the heck? I be like,
Hold
why
on.
I can't come
What
in?
do they be doing that you can't go in?
No, like there. I don't know. Like I would feel. I mean, I guess it's just a boundaries thing, but then I would just be like, damn, like I had to tell him something now. What I gotta FaceTime?
Right. Right.
And then imagine he don't answer. And
And
I'm
he's like,
like,
"Why you
bro,
leaving me in my room? I'm doing my own thing." Like,
don't come in here interrupting me. I'm playing the game. I don't know. That's crazy. But then it's also like your space. You don't have to think about cleaning up. There's like two messes in one room. You're cleaning up your own stuff. So if it's a mess, it was your fault. It's not like, your husband left his pants there or there's a cup there, a bottle of water, whatever. I don't
Yeah.
know. Shit, if I could, I would sleep in the kitchen. I'm just kidding.
So what I was gonna say, what are you about to put an air
For
mattress
the
on?
midnight snacks.
Right.
I
My
don't know.
favorite my favorite place would be like in the middle of the night. I like to hang out on my patio.
Oh my god, that would be so nice.
Hmm.
See, like we have a patio, but it's just like boring. Like I mean, there's one chair, it's not like we have a
You gotta
little
wrestle.
setup for real.
Yeah.
But and then I wish, like, I probably would hang out on the patio more if we lived on the higher
The
floor,
high floor, yeah.
like so that there's the gate or whatever, or just more privacy in general. Because if I'm sitting there and somebody pulls up, the light's gonna be all in my eyes, like they're gonna be
Yeah.
seeing
We
everything.
always chose the high floors.
Yeah.
So like we
We chose the low floors in case, because Kyle was still small. So, I was thinking, okay, if I'm like coming home with groceries and I have Kaya, like the stroller and all that shit, it'll be so much easier to just walk right into the apartment
yeah. Yeah.
instead of going up that flight of stairs with the baby
Yeah.
like bad. But for intimacy, I just feel like it's really to each its own, but for me it's a big thing because I'm like I can be like a lovey-dovey person, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I like to do shit like that. Like I like to hang out with you and be with you or whatever. But okay, I have a question that I thought about on the way home from work the other day.
Hmm.
So, what do you think about okay, so we're both married. And let's say you're gonna go out for brunch with your friends or whatever. Obviously Jamal's not gonna care, or Malik wouldn't care if I wanna go. But like, do you think it's weird that like okay, let me try to make this easier. So the spa that me and Janae always go to, we usually would go at night. So we would come back at like 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock in the morning or something. Just because we would get there at like maybe 10, 11, whatever. And it's an hour away. So if I wanted to do that right now, I feel like it would be weird because it's like I have a husband, like I'm trying to go home to lay down with my husband.
Right.
Like I'm not trying to get home at 4 in the morning. You feel me?
Right.
So I mean, I'll probably
It throws off like your next day together because you'll be
yeah,
like
because then I'm
noon.
gonna be like sleepy in the morning. I'm not gonna want to wake up if I got home at 3 in the morning or whatever, or whatever. And especially with Kaya, like I have to wake up and worry about Kaya.
Yeah.
So do you think it's weird that after you get in a relationship, it's like you hold yourself back from doing certain things just because like you want to like go home to your husband like for your intimate time with him or just watch TV but like hang out with him.
Yeah. I feel like I wouldn't say weird because going into a relationship, like we said before, it's all about compromise. It's no longer about, yourself, You're once you especially getting married, it's no longer like just you. You always have to think of, well, if I do this, yeah, he might be okay with it, but how would he feel? Think about like so like a lot of times I I try to put myself like in his shoes where it's like, okay, I might enjoy myself to go to the spa and come home at 4 in the morning. But if I was him, like, how would I feel to just be waiting at home, especially now, like with the baby till 4 in the morning? I understand, like, I'm like, he wants me to enjoy myself, to get catered to, etc. But how would he feel just sitting at home to try to wait up till I come home when, at that time we would normally be like cuddled up or going to sleep or, maybe watching something together.
And what
So
if he didn't care? Like what if he was just like, oh, I don't give a fuck.
see, I don't know. Really considerate. So like for me,
Yeah.
I'll be like, you know what? I just feel bad. Like I feel bad doing that.
Hmm.
So like even like when I make plans, like I try to like if I make plans with like my friends or something, even though I barely go anywhere, but
Yeah, I know.
if I would make plans like to go out, like I try not to do it on like say like around times like we would do things together. So like I mean, first of all, the club scene isn't my scene anymore anyway, so I wouldn't be going to no clubs. So like my favorite time would to go out would be like say like a brunch or maybe like a dinner. Maybe like a dinner that even like a place that has like hookah and like loud music, things like that, but still be able to come back to spend time with my husband, you know, at a decent hour. That way we can still have our quality time. Or like if I know like normally, I mean, obviously I'm always with Jamal and Milo, but normally like if there was anything going on, Sundays was always me and Jamal's day. Like even like when there wasn't a Milo, like we always like to do things together on Sundays. Like that would be like our wind down period. We might go out to breakfast, maybe spend the day outside, go hiking, or just do something. Or, you know, sometimes even Saturdays, both days. But a lot of times we're like, you know, Sunday, if we get wrapped up all week, Sunday is our day. So
Yeah.
we try to still implement that now that we have Milo. We can be wrapped up all week, but Sunday, the three of us definitely got to do something, just the three of us.
Yeah.
So if I know that, I'm never going to schedule anything with anybody on a Sunday
Yeah.
to
Yeah.
go out to brunch or whatever, you know, just to he might and Jamal, he's a person where he's real chill. Like, you know, he's not gonna be like, oh no, you shouldn't have made plans. He'll be like, oh, you know, like he'll be like, go. And then, you know, maybe we could do something after. Like, you know, maybe instead we could do something Wednesday, or, you know, something like that. Just for him, it's like just for me to be able to have a balance between still doing something that I want to do, but still being able to spend time with him.
Yeah.
But for me, it's like, no, like that's our day. Like I'm not gonna be inconsiderate to that because I mean I wouldn't like it where like if he chose something over me on a day that we've already specified, you know, like this is our day together, this is our family day, whatever. So I'm just real considerate on that type of stuff. But now that especially that I'm married and I have a baby, like my plans I don't want to say never because it might, but it'll be a rare case where I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna be out till 3 in the morning.
Yeah.
You know?
No, what made me think of it was like I was driving home and now that I'm not pregnant and I'm back at work, and we work with a whole new staff now. Like there's new people. It's not anybody like there's nobody that was really there before except for like
Yeah.
one person. But like well, two people actually. But anyways, so like we would go out to like a bar after work or go to the Mexican restaurant, maybe eat dinner if we were hungry or like have margaritas or whatever. So I'm driving home and I'm at the light by my mom's house and I was just like, what if I just like went to the bar like and had a beer or whatever? Like, I mean, I'm by myself, so that's fucking boring. And it's
Yeah.
COVID, and that bar over here, they like don't care. But anyways, I was just like, would that be weird? Like if I called him and was like, oh, let me just like I'm gonna go grab a beer real quick. Like he wouldn't care. But in my brain, I was just like, would that be like
That's it.
weird
Like this
to
is more like
do?
in the back of our heads, or like that's
Yeah. It's like all in our heads. But it's like, would it be weird if I just like went? But it's not weird, you know? It's just like in my head, like, oh, you're married, like you're used to like, go home to your husband, blah blah. I mean,
yeah,
I don't go nowhere, so really it was the first time I had to like go home. But
right.
you know what I mean? Then I was just like, huh. Then I started thinking about the spa thing. I was like, well, obviously I wouldn't go. Me and Janae want to go to the spa. We've been trying to plan a day. But obviously I wouldn't go till 3 in the morning because I don't feel like doing all that and then driving an hour home. Like, no.
Yeah.
But I'm like trying to think, okay, so what time should we go? Like it should be like like evening time, maybe like after Kaya went down to go to sleep at 7. Then I
Well,
would
why
just go
don't you guys do like a girls' day and then just go all day long, and then
because
maybe
it's
just
more calm at night.
okay. So it's
There's
that
like less people.
because I was gonna say, you know, like you guys could even do all day, and then you can still make it home in time to put Kai to sleep.
Yeah, it's just
Or-
less people.
Okay, so it's that type of place.
Yeah. It's not like depending on what day of the week you go, it can be busy during the daytime.
Yeah.
So we always have gone during the nighttime so that it's more quiet, peaceful. You have space. You don't feel like everybody's like, it's not relaxing when you feel like somebody's right there,
Right.
when you're in the sauna room. So like, I don't know. It's way better at night. And it's
Yeah.
more fun when you're a little bit tipsy. But I can't drink and drive for a whole hour by myself. Like this is the first time I would be driving by myself to go. Because usually when we go, it would be like me and David have gone together, or like me, David, and Kayla have gone together. Me, Janae, and Kayla and Jasmine. Like we always go with a small group of at least like two, three, four people. So yeah, wish me luck.
Yeah.
On
When
that.
are you guys planning on going?
I don't know. I told her after my first week of work, which already passed, that I would let her know what day we should go. So hopefully, like
Next.
maybe this weekend or something. I don't know, but not on a Friday, because then it's busy. And
Yeah.
Saturday can be iffy sometimes. So I don't
Yeah.
know what day yet. But I do know that I have the same schedule that I had last week, this week again. So that's good. It's
Yeah.
not really too different.
I feel like a lot of it too is like when you get married, because you're always obviously you have more than just you to think about. But I feel like it's just normal too to always include your significant other in your plans
Yeah,
rather than trying to find plans where you got to exclude them from.
yeah.
Like, so I don't know. I feel like that might be a big thing and why we're like, would it be weird to go out at this time or,
Yeah, like we don't really do too much separate.
right,
Especially
exactly.
mostly because of the pandemic, I would say. And we don't go anywhere anyways. And it's not like we have a lot of friends or nothing, like, you know. So but the other thing that I noticed too is like even when we lived in Texas and I would want to go have a drink with my friends, I still asked Malik if he wanted to come every time because I genuinely want to hang out with you. So it's like, why would I not invite you?
I want
That's
the best of
like
both worlds, like my friends and my man. They're like,
that's it's fun. Like, and it's not like how you have your private conversations with your girlfriends or whatever, and you might open up about certain things. Like Malik already knows all that stuff.
right,
So us having a conversation and Malik being there, and I had a guy friend too, so he has somebody to talk to. If he
right.
wants to bring his guy friend or whoever, they would come too. But like, there's no secret. Like, you can come hang out with me and my friends. We're not talking
Right.
about nothing that you can't know. What the hell?
Exactly. Something that Jamal and I used to do, which um, like before we had Milo, there would be times like we would plan our things on the same day. That way, it's like not like somebody waiting at home for the other person to get home.
Yeah.
So, like, say he would go hang out with his friends, or I'll go hang out with my friends, and then say like we both ended up like in the city. We'll be like, well, stay where you are, and I'm gonna meet you there, and then we'll continue the night us two, or we'll meet back at a
That's
mutual
smart.
or meet back at home. There was even like one time I had went with one of my girlfriends. So she had won tickets to the Travis Scott concert on from the radio.
Oh, she won them? I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
So me and her had went, but Jamal and his friend they were already planning on going.
Mm.
So he went his way still, like, they went to their seats, and we didn't ride together or anything. Me and her rode together, we pre-gamed together, and they did their own thing together, whatever. And then at the end of the night, like after the concert was over, like, the four of us hung out, and then they went their separate ways, and me and Jamal and I went home together.
Yeah.
So like even just things like that, like, we'll give each other the space to hang out, but then it's like, okay, well let's maybe you and I could just like keep the night going, or we'll just meet at home and then, recap from there.
Yeah.
But even like things like that, like sometimes we'll just plan. That way it's just like, okay, I got Amy at home. Like, let me just make sure I'm home by a certain time. So like that, me and her can hang out. Or, I got Jamal at home. I don't want to leave him home all night by himself. Like, like just to
Yeah.
not have to even think of that. We're like, oh, well, I'm going out this day. Okay, well, I'm gonna make plans that day too. Then that way
Yeah.
I'm home.
Cause that's boring too, like
Oh,
sitting.
that's the big thing, yeah. Sitting
Yeah.
at home to wait for somebody to come home. Because I mean, you're not waiting for them to come home, but it's like there's only so many things you could do to before you're like, damn, I wish he was home already. Like,
Yeah. Or
so
like
if
just
he was
like
home, yeah,
it just gives you a distraction, like, and then you have your real personal time. Because when you're home, like, you may be chilling and nonchalant about it, like you don't care, okay, they're having fun, cool. But then you're sitting there bored, you're like, damn, I should have made plans. I should have went to do something. Like,
yeah,
I should
exactly.
take my butt to the mall or something. Like, just
Yeah, or like even like what I would do, like I'd even tell Bill like Jamal's going out, like, do you want to come over? I'll make dinner, she'll bring wine or like some drinks or something, and then we'll just hang out. And sometimes she'll crash and she'll just sleep in the guest room or whatever, even when Jamal came home, or sometimes she'll be good enough to drive home.
Yeah.
It wouldn't even be a night like that where, like, we're just like sloppy drunk that, we can't drive.
Yeah.
So like even I would even do things like that. Because sometimes, like I said, I just like having the company too. So like I might not mind being home by myself for a while, but then I'm like, damn, like I'm kind of bored. Like
And I also feel like maybe that could stem from not having any intimacy going on because your person is gone now. So now you're like, oh, so what can I do like to have fun? Like, okay, so
yeah,
maybe like let's just say hypothetically Malik went out somewhere and I was here chilling with Kaya. Maybe I'd ask Janae to come over, or maybe I would just go to my mom's house and go hang out with her. Or like
exactly.
even the
Just have
days,
some form of intimacy.
yeah, or like even like exactly like you're getting
Mhm.
that human connection that you want.
Yeah,
Unless you just don't feel like doing it, then you're home and you're chilling.
right.
But like even like last week, Malik had to go to school and I had to go work on my rug. So I was like, oh well, you know what? Just drop me off before you leave, and pick me up when you come back. So then we
Yeah,
did that because also then it's like, okay, I know what I'm gonna do. Like every time Malik goes to school, I make Kaya and me some dinner. We eat, and then by the time he's done eating, then it's time for him to go to bed. I put him down, and then I'm like bored, so like maybe I'll go fold some laundry or watch a
yeah,
show. But I'm just by myself, or like I'll FaceTime Herrera or something. But if everybody's busy, there's like nobody to talk to, so then I'm just like.
right.
But then that's another thing too. That does make sense. I wonder if I bet there's scientists like who wrote something about this because
Right.
like when you're home alone, like let's say Jamal leaves, now you like have your opportunity to go ahead and catch up with your friends because you have like alone time. You're not like hanging out with him. So like I'll FaceTime Herrera or Janae or something, or I'll call you and see what you're doing or whatever. Like maybe that's damn. What the fuck? That's weird. I wonder if we do that on purpose, like subconsciously, just to like talk to the next person.
I mean, I'm pretty sure, like it's like you said, it's an intimacy thing. Like even when Jamal he would do like overnight routes or something, there were some nights where I was like obviously those are scheduled like ahead. So like I'll be at work or whatever, and I'm like, you know what, I can't wait to get home. I'm gonna just chill. I'll clean up, have dinner, maybe have a drink, hang out on the patio, and just maybe go to catch up on something, go to bed early. And then like there was other times where I was like, you know what, damn, like I just have like an itch like to invite Bill or like to do something because I'm
Yeah,
like, damn,
hang
I
out
don't
with
want to do
somebody.
it myself. Like so even like on those times, like she'll come over and then like we'll have like a sleepover. Well, I don't know why I did this. It would be a sleepover, but like I guess like it just feels so weird saying sleepover at like
Our grown age.
at our
Let's
age,
have a sleepover.
right? But even that, like I would do that, and then but then, you do have those days where you're like, I'm cool with being by myself because you never really get that alone time.
Yeah.
But then it's like when you finally have that alone time, you're like, damn, like I don't like I didn't ask to be alone. Like
Like this is where I got married. I don't want to be alone and
right.
bored.
But I mean I did the same I do the same thing. I catch up with people, I'll call people or
Yeah.
maybe like, text because I mean I'm a person where I'd rather text than be on the phone a lot of the time. Only because like I like to do things like if I can be talking to you, but I like to do things at the same time. I don't want to just have
Yeah.
to sit. And I feel like a lot of times like FaceTime or on the phone, it distracts me. So like
Then
I'll
you
just end
sit.
up by the time you know it, I'm just walking around the house talking on the phone. And then
Yeah.
3 hours go by and nothing's done. And I said I was gonna do laundry, do dishes, or whatever. Um, so that's why like sometimes I'd rather text and then two, I'd rather text because it's like when I get to it, I'll get to it. So like sometimes when I'm
Yeah.
texting, I might not respond and I might forget. So when I'm alone, I'm like, oh shit, I never texted so and so back. Let me go ahead and call them or just go ahead and text back and be like, call me or whatever.
Yeah.
So I do take that time like to kind of catch up or even like me, like, I watch separate TV shows than the shows that Jamal and I watch together. So it's my time like to catch up on my TV shows. But after like 2 or 3 episodes, you're like, damn, like, okay, what's next? Like,
Or that's like before mommy had broke her foot, she was coming over here on the days that Malik would go to school. So like we would have dinner together, just hang out, just to, have some company. And
yeah,
then she broke her foot, she couldn't drive over here or whatever. So then I
yeah,
was like lonely, like by myself. I was like, well, okay, I guess I'll go do laundry or something, or like, find a show to watch or whatever. But now, like, I've gotten to the point where I have no shows. Like, I've watched all my shows. I have
I've
nothing to
heard
watch.
of I haven't tried it myself, but I heard a lot of people talking about I think it's The Maid or Maid.
Oh yeah, I saw the little thing for the picture.
Yeah, I haven't started it yet, but I've heard of that, which I said I'd give it a shot,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Gotta
just
find something to do. But then, obviously your alone time is good and well needed. But then we're talking about like just the times that you don't really want to be alone.
right, that you choose not to be, right.
That you want to do
And that's why I
something.
always say like even when I get that alone time, I embrace it and I like it, but it's after a certain amount of, after like 3 or 4 hours, I'm like, okay,
Yeah.
like what's next? Like I didn't make sure I shaved, I
Yeah.
freaking cleaned up, I watched an episode or so it's like, like dang, what's next to do? Like I'm bored now. That's why I say I think too, it's a big thing with my siblings because my siblings, it's always like one of us were in each other's rooms or like we were always doing something or like, there was always someone around. So it's like, I don't know, I feel like I only want to be alone for so long.
Yeah. Because we're used to company.
Right, exactly.
We're used to doing things like together.
Right, exactly.
It's so funny. Well, our family did good by, having a big family and keeping us all together, but at the same time we like need people in our lives. So like
Right.
the private time is amazing and we all love it. But me, I usually have my private time like at night. Like after I put Kai to bed, like let's just say a good example would be if Malik was like playing his game, right? I'll either if I'm sitting in the same room as him and he's playing the game, I'm gonna be on my phone, like doing
Mm,
nothing, just scrolling.
yeah.
So I'll like come out here, whatever room. Like sometimes he moves the game from room to room, so whatever room he's in, I'll just go to the other one and like chill by myself. Maybe like talk to her if she's not busy or whatever, or watch a show. And the another thing is like one thing that Malik's been doing for me that is so freaking nice is that he's been like making me this whole bath setup, like putting
Mhm.
all these like oils and scents and candles and incense and all that, or like setting me up with something to watch or music playing or whatever. So the first day that he did it, I'm like, I'm ready to get in or whatever. And I'm like, well, I usually like will sit in the tub for, not too long, maybe like 30 minutes or something. But I was like, you know what? I need to enjoy this. I haven't like soaked in a bath in fucking months. I can't even tell you the last time I did. It was probably when I was pregnant. But I'm gonna enjoy this. Girl, I sat in there for an hour and a half. I was like in bliss. It was so good. And then also, I'm not gonna lie, I cannot just after a day just jump in the bath and soak in like dirty
Oh
water.
no,
Like
I
I
gotta
have
shower
to
first.
shower before
Yeah.
I just sit in the tub.
Even there's times where like I have like bubble baths with Milo,
Mhm.
but I have to take a shower, like a thorough shower, like soap,
Yeah,
make sure I'm like a regular shower.
yeah,
And then I'll put my towel on, set up our bubble bath, and then me and him go in the bathtub together. But I can't just go. And then for me, I couldn't just do it if when it was just me going into the bathtub.
yeah.
And especially, I'm like, why the f would I get my dirty ass into the tub with
And
my
soak in the dirt. And then
right?
it's also like when I take my bath, I go ahead, I'll shower, right? Just like soap up, clean myself, whatever, take a shower. And then when I'm in the tub, after I soak for a while, then I'll scrub and stuff. So I'm
Yeah,
already scrubbing all this dead skin. Like I don't want it to be dirty, dirty,
right.
like so I have to shower because I'm scrubbing and then I'll soak for a little bit more and then that's when I'll get up and like
Right.
rinse off or whatever.
Like for me, so Milo, he pretty much, and what's so crazy is like we probably attempted like one time to sleep train Milo, but now like he's made his own schedule where like literally Nicole every day between 8:30 and 9, he's already like he wants to lay down.
Yeah.
So like I'm like, you know what, I'm gonna just work, like work with like a 9 o'clock bedtime then because it's perfect because I still get to if Jamal's doing his own thing, I get a little bit of time and then we get our time together. So like I love that he just has like his routine with his naps and then he has like his routine in the evening. So I'll like feed him, put him to bed, and then Jamal, he could be playing the game or just doing his own thing, maybe watching a football game or just on his phone, maybe looking up stuff because he's constantly reading or like reading his book or, whatever. And then I'll do my own thing. I might be on my phone or, I might watch TV or, whatever. But a lot of things, like a lot of the time, like I'm a morning person when it's not that like, you just jump out of bed and leave the house. Like
Yeah.
I like my routines in the morning. So like Milo, he doesn't wake up at 7 o'clock in the morning. So I get up normally by like 7:30 and he probably wakes up between like 8:30 and 9. So what I do, like I take the time, I like get up, brush my teeth, I might like organize the room a little bit. I'll like have a cup of coffee and like, like that's my thing. Like I love when I first wake up and I have like a little bit of time, like to just get myself together, get
Get
energized. I
prepared
love
for the
having
day.
coffee in the morning. So I feel like that's probably like my favorite part of the day is like just getting up, freshening up, having coffee. Most of the times I have breakfast. It's rare that I don't. Um so most of the time I'll have breakfast. I'll go ahead and make breakfast. And then by 8:30, 9 o'clock, he's waking up and then I do his breakfast. Um then of course on the weekends it might be a little different because we wake up with Jamal.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there might be times where Jamal he might want to stay in bed longer, so I'll still get up and do what I normally do. If not, sometimes we might lay in the bed together a little bit longer, or we might all get up and then we set up breakfast, set up the TV for Milo or whatever. But I feel like my favorite part is like so like that little chunk of time I get in the morning, and it's because like Milo's sleeping, Jamal is
Yeah.
normally gone by that time. So it's like that's like my little bit of alone time that I need just like to get wired enough for the day.
Mhm.
But in the evening I enjoy it too. But I don't know why. It's just like I love that. I think it's because I like coffee so much. So it's like I'd be excited like to have my cup of coffee, honestly.
Yeah,
I don't know. Like I just be excited to have my cup of coffee.
yeah,
So I like that, like, that maybe hour gap I get in the morning that it's like it's just me, you
yeah.
know?
With me and Malik, it's always been like our like things that we would that was like our thing is like it's so simple, but literally eating. Like we love to like go out to eat together, whatever. My appetite has changed a little bit, but we love to go out to eat and order all the stuff we want. Like we always get an appetizer
Yeah,
to
that's
get
too.
something that we like. Um and then our entrees or whatever.
Yeah.
But we love to just go out eat together or like we love food. Like we're fat.
And like what
But
Jamal and I do is like when we go out to eat, we don't even like so we might order an appetizer and then we're like, you know what, give us a little while to order like our actual meal.
yeah,
Like I love to stretch it because it's like sometimes you don't even notice you go out to eat and you order an appetizer. By the time you're done, your food comes, then you pay your bill and you're gone. And it's like, damn, we were only sitting down for like 40 minutes. Like I like to like I don't know, like stretch the whole like out to eat process, like, because that's like your bonding time, really,
yeah.
So I like to like, we'll order an appetizer, we'll talk, we'll have some drinks, and then we'll order our food, and then whatever. But
I miss like going out to eat more often. Like it slowed down so much with COVID. So like
yeah,
we would get the food from the restaurants that we liked, but mostly just
it's
come
not the
bring it
same.
home.
Yeah, and it's
Like
not the same.
no, like for
And
that
even
we can
sometimes
cook.
the food don't even have the same effect because I don't know.
Like I like my food fresh and hot. Like
But
I
I love
cannot
my
eat
food
food
hot.
that's warm.
That's my main thing. Like even like if we would get say like pizza or something and we come home, I will put my pizza back in the
Back in
oven
the
so
oven.
it get toasted and like because I'm like no, I need my food hot.
Yeah,
I cannot have no warm or cool food.
yeah.
No.
I hate that. What would be your ideal intimate date with Jamal?
Um, now that I've experienced the spa and
Mhm.
I was able to have him experience it too, I feel like I would love for like for us to do like a couple spa day, like the him and I, and then I don't know. We love doing like random things like bowling or like things like that. So I feel like a nice day out. We would like maybe start it off with like a spa, go bowling, go out to eat, have some drinks, things like that. Just to kind of incorporate like everything that we like before Milo and obviously before COVID, because it's not even really like that we had a baby. It's really COVID that changed a lot
Yeah.
of stuff. But like Jamal and I, like we never really just like sat still. We were either always going on vacation or like we'll go hiking or we'll be doing something. Like our weekend, it was rare that like our weekends were just like, oh, we're just staying cooped up in the house.
Yeah.
So like COVID did change a lot for like Jamal and I because we were
Yeah.
like, dang, we're not used to this.
Yeah.
So like we just love like being outside. Like we'll go walk around a park, we'll go hiking, we'll find a waterfall or we'll find like a trail to go do. Or if not, then like, we'll have like a vacation in line to go, do something. And normally, like whenever we went on vacation, we would do like water activities or, something.
Yeah.
Um, so it's like COVID kind of hit and it was like, damn, like we really can't do much. And
No.
like we always like to go out to eat. We love going to the movies. We love bowling. So it's like really anything that can incorporate the things that we love to do would be like my idea of like the perfect intimacy date.
Yeah.
Um and obviously like most of the things I wouldn't even mind like, bringing my child along because a lot of times now too like our like with our intimacy we're like we found like this love and we want Milo to experience the same things that we've experienced.
Yeah.
So yeah, like pretty much anything that we would love to do, then that would be like the perfect
Yeah.
date. And if we could do like everything in one day, if it was like humanly possible, because I
Yeah.
mean, after a while, you're gonna be like, damn, like we did mad shit today.
Yeah.
But whatever we could get out, then that would be like the perfect for me. What
Yeah.
about you?
Well, it would our day would definitely start with food.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I know usually like if we want to go, well, okay, so let me just say. So we would start with food, maybe like go to a museum or something, or like go on a hike, on a nice walk, you know. There's this beautiful place in Texas. Emily took me on a walk, um, took me to go on a walk, and it was so beautiful. It's called Chalk Ridge something, I think.
Mhm.
Unless it's not just Chalk Ridge, whatever. But it's beautiful. Like all the trees look so beautiful. The path was like perfect. There was something creepy that we saw there, but that's for another story time.
Yeah, I'm done.
But something like that, and then maybe by then we'll probably be hungry again or whatever.
Great.
One
Them
day though,
walks be
Malik
making
took
you
me on this
hungry
like,
though.
huh?
Them walks be making you hungry.
Hell yeah, and thirsty. I mean, of
Yeah.
course, bring water, but like, yo, and then the heat, like, it'd be too hot.
Yeah.
So definitely start with food. Maybe like the museum or the botanical gardens or something.
Yeah.
And then a nice dinner together. Maybe like a couple drinks at dinner.
Yeah.
Um,
We should go to the botanical gardens this year.
we should. Malik had took me for the first. I had never been to the one in Georgia before.
Yeah, I
Um,
never had it either
like
until
a couple
Jamal
months
took
ago.
me. It was like the week right after Christmas. It was the last week that they were doing like the Christmas lights and the Christmas light shows
Oh,
there.
we should do that. I want to see that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, we should do that. Like that's something that I had always wanted to do, and he took me last year. Um, and even when we went, like obviously it was the middle of COVID, but because they take the COVID precautions, it was like there wasn't much people. But I
No,
guess he maybe has something to do with us. Most people they're trying to do it like right before Christmas. He took me. It was like right in between Christmas and New Year, so it was like the perfect time to go. But that would be something cute to do. It was really nice, and like
yeah, we should
we
do a double
it was
date.
like 8 p.m. So it was like literally the perfect amount of darkness, like to see the
Yeah,
lights and everything. And then maybe get like dinner or something
yeah,
before or after, whatever. Maybe before because maybe it's like maybe like up to like maybe 2 hours by the time you walk around and
yeah.
everything. There's a restaurant there too, but didn't know that at the time, so we had one to eat before.
Um,
But there's a restaurant there. I don't know what type of food they serve,
yeah,
but
I
it was
saw
like a
it, but I forgot to. I meant to look at the menu and see if they had anything like me and Malik would eat,
Mhm.
but I forgot about it.
Yeah.
I completely forgot about it. People really be having memberships to there though. Like Michelle and Grendel, they have those memberships
Yeah.
for there. But I don't know what it all includes and
Yeah,
stuff.
we used to have a membership for the High Museum of Art.
Oh yeah, I love
And but I would say after like that, we had it for 1 year and we went like a few times. But after like you do it, after like you get it and you do it for so many, so many times, it's like you're seeing the same stuff. So it's kind of like,
Well, it depends how far apart you space it because they rotate their stuff and they put new
but
stuff.
not that much within a year
Yeah, yeah,
because we had it for a whole year.
yeah.
And we did space it out enough because that was like at the time that Jamal was in school.
Hmm.
So like we might go like say once every 4 months or something.
Yeah.
So
I
and
feel like I love, of course, we love our private time, like when we get to go out on a date or whatever and do stuff. But also, like, I love bringing Kaya, like having Kaya there to experience it with us. Like, I feel like that I feel like it's more of a loving experience too, because you're doing it together and you get to do it with your kid and like show your kid these
right,
things,
right,
especially for a pandemic baby who only knows the house and like freaked
right,
out the first time that he found out there's stores with stuff in it and people.
right. And then people all over the city. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so much fun. Like when we went to the museum and the botanical gardens, like Kaya had fun. We let him out of the stroller at the museum and he's like walking around. He saw a sofa. He went, climbed on it, and sat
Oh
down.
my gosh. Was it
Like,
one of those sofas that you shouldn't have climbed on?
no, no, no,
Oh,
no.
okay, okay.
It's one of the ones that's in the walkways by the stairs or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then we took him down to the kids zone before we left, and he did not want to leave.
Oh my
He was
gosh.
having fun in there.
Oh,
So yeah. So that would be that we have to do more stuff like that before it gets cold, like more outdoors
yeah.
things, because then we're only gonna be able to do indoor things.
Yeah.
It'll be too
We
cold.
gotta we gotta take the boys to a pumpkin patch.
Yeah, I was telling Malik that the other day.
I
We
was
were
just thinking
driving past
about
that little strawberry farm or whatever it is, and I was like, "Oh, we got to take him to the pumpkin patch because we didn't get to do that
that.
last year. That'd be nice."
Yeah.
Well, I think we talked y'all's head off enough.
Yeah.
But one thing I do want to say before we leave is if you're like a new parent and you're trying to figure out how to get those intimate moments in with your husband or your wife or your spouse, whoever, the one thing that helped us, I'm not saying sleep training is for everybody, but one option can be having a little bedtime for your baby because that's when me and Malik started being able to like, unparent, and just hang out with each other and do things together. Whether it was like, I don't know, go make a snack together and watch something or just talk and do whatever we wanted together.
Yeah. That's why, like, once I realized that Milo had established his like 8:30, 9 o'clock, I was like, you know what, I'm gonna just let him rock with it because I was like, I'm not gonna interrupt it. He
Yeah,
already he's on schedule. I'm gonna leave it because I mean that's for me. It's a great time too because it's just like winding out from the night, and then we still
exactly.
have our time. But yeah, it is really important. And then also like if you have the ability, like to maybe have a babysitter
Yeah.
and spend those few hours out of the house because sometimes like alone time in the house is cool too, but to leave the house together, like, get freshened up, get dressed up, get dolled up for, us ladies, and then like, leave the house and you get the chance like, for your man like to show you off, take you to dinner, walk around the city or whatever, those are also like appreciated too. Like the very first time I went out was for my birthday.
Yeah.
And it just felt so good like to leave the house and then like, I felt cute. It was my birthday, that was the first time I had a drink, but leaving the house helps too. Like it just helps with your mental and like,
Yeah.
everything else you have going on from just having a baby.
That's like when like the only two times that we had like a night out was the wedding and then now for my birthday.
Yeah.
And when we went out for my birthday, it was so much fun to just
Mhm.
go out together and like remember how fun it was to be able to go out. Like we don't go anywhere because the whole pandemic stuff, but if that wasn't the case, we would probably be able to do more, because we would have somebody that would be able to watch Kaya. And there's not much watching Kaya at night. He goes to sleep. So he's just chilling at your house for the night and you got to feed him
Right.
breakfast in the morning. Like,
Right.
but it just felt so good to like go out with family and friends and relax, not have to rush home because you got to pick up Kaya or Milo, like,
Right.
or whatever. So yeah, try to get out more, y'all. You
Right.
said you got to take the baby.
And I
Go
would
to
just
one
say
of
that
those
even if you don't have a
bar
babysitter, take the
restaurants,
baby.
huh?
There's a lot of I said even if you don't have a babysitter, take the baby. There's a lot of stuff you can
Yeah,
do outside that
exactly.
doesn't involve being confined in a tight space because of COVID, you know? Go outside, there's trails, there's Atlantic Station has a whole outdoor area you could just sit.
Yeah.
So even things like that, but yes, take your time, get intimate with your spouse, with your family, like,
Oh, and they have like a whole bunch of card games too. Like if you guys are doing a night in, do a card game night. Like they have a whole bunch of couples card games that you can
yeah,
find online. Like good ones, not like corny ones. They have some good ones. I accidentally bought one that was a little bit boring, but it wasn't terrible. It passed the time. It did what it needed to do.
yeah,
Yeah. Or invite another couple over. Like if
yeah,
you got friends with kids, invite them all over. You guys can hang out. Your kids could play together. You could be
right.
chilling
Put them
together,
to bed
talking,
together.
whatever. That's a shoot. When there was a fight last time, and Rels and Jamal came over with Milo. Then Kyle went to sleep when he was ready to go to sleep. Milo was chilling, swinging, falling asleep in his
I would
chair.
feel bad when he ain't have no bedtime.
Yeah, but he fell asleep and he chilled.
Right,
So we
right.
all got to actually hang out together and have like
Right. So
time.
like, yeah,
Yeah. Just find something that works for y'all.
yeah, exactly.
Whether you have kids or not, too. Like,
Right, right,
go
exactly.
have fun. And if you guys are in a relationship where the other person isn't really so intimate, that just takes compromise. I mean, you can't force
Hmm.
somebody to like,
You just gotta find your balance. What works within your every relationship's different. So what works for me might not work for you. What works for you might not work for me.
yeah,
So just, I mean, take it day by day, find a compromise, find something like a mutual ground, and go from there.
yeah. Well,
All
guess we'll
right.
see y'all next week.
Thank you guys.
Love you guys. Keep watching, sharing, tell a friend,
Yes, please keep
post
supporting. Thank you,
something.
everybody.
Yeah. All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.
See you next time.